Hi, everyone. My name is Sahra Kaboli-Nejad, and I am excited to be here today to share a few tips on how to create an impactful DEI strategy as a part of Prezi's ongoing diversity, equity, and inclusion campaign. So, a little bit more about me. I am the global head of diversity and inclusion at ON, and I really enjoy using data and research to find ways we can promote diversity, equity, and belonging at work. At ON, our ultimate goal is to make diversity and inclusion second nature, a habit that's infused in the way that we live to positively impact the world. And so, a couple of tips that I have learned that I want to share with you today. First and foremost, before you dive into your actual strategy, identify the why behind your strategy. And also think about what's the why for your various strategic partners across the business. We all have different reasons for focusing on D&I. And while I wholeheartedly believe that it's simply the right thing to do, there is still a need to make a business case for some. Your why could be the ethical reason or something more broadly, like increasing employee engagement, reducing turnover, simply complying with legal requirements, or a desire to appeal to your consumers. Identifying your why will help increase buy-in with your stakeholders, but also help in communicating this strategy across the business. Once you've identified your why, assess where your company is at in terms of D&I right now. What D&I initiatives are currently in place? What does your performance management process look like? What does representation look like across the organization? Is this the same across locations, functions, different offices? Oftentimes, especially if you're building your D&I strategy from the ground up, you'll need to focus on building those foundations. It's easy to get caught up in a lot of the innovative and amazing things that we're seeing a ton of other companies doing right now. But without the proper foundations in place, your bigger and more complex initiatives will fail. This also may mean that your initial strategies might be simple and include some quick wins or low-hanging fruit, and that is okay. Third, identify your accountability metrics. How do you actually know you're making progress? And how will you know if you need to pivot or adjust your approach? Look at things like representation and turnover metrics, but also look at data like your engagement surveys and what does the spread of scores look like among different groups of employees at your organization. Conduct pay and promotion equity analyses. And remember, again, as you go through these metrics and assess the success of your programs, you might have to adjust or redirect your priorities. And finally, and this is my favorite piece, honestly, of my role, is don't do this alone. The best D&I strategies live across your company, not just with one person or within a single function. You likely have a whole network of passionate people across your organization that would love to help contribute to some of your initiatives. So utilize your ERGs for their expertise and to drive programming. Create a group of D&I champions who can help communicate, implement, and drive your plan across the entire company. And by including more groups, we're also broadening that range of accountability, and we're truly creating a culture of inclusion and equity. That is all I have for you today. I hope you found these tips to be helpful as you start to build your own D&I strategies. I love making new connections, so please feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn. Thanks, everyone.